would be Morbius, like you said. And yeah, so this trailer came out, and it's been a week. Um, Look, firstly, I thought the first trailer that came out like 1 year ago, that was really cool, and that got me interested in the movie. Um,
Yeah.
I like Jared Leto as an actor; he's phenomenal, and I know nothing about this character, and I'm very interested, and I already like the Sony's Marvel universe. Um,
Hmm.
the Amazing Spider-Man movies and Venom 2. I like both of those. And now this Morbius trailer was very interesting 1 year ago. And now another trailer came out and I love this trailer as well. It was very fascinating to see him actually fly, and I didn't know that about him. And there's so many bats flying around him, and his design is very cool. The tone of the movie looks very much similar to a serious version of Venom 1, and I love that. So I really enjoyed the trailer. It looks amazing. The VFX and everything looks awesome. His powers look awesome. Um, I've heard people say that this is Jared Leto's best role, which could be argued that his every every role of his is his best role because he's just that good of an actor. But
Yeah.
yeah, I'm very interested in this movie.
Yeah. The film's been delayed and delayed so many times at this stage, but it's set to come out in January. Hopefully, it doesn't get delayed anymore because I'm very eager to see this one. But the tone feels like what Venom should have felt like. That's what
Yeah.
the tone of this movie feels like what Venom should be. But yeah, Jared Leto's an amazing actor. He's an Oscar winner. I think when he took this role, I think he had a lot of probably he had probably a checklist, because he had a bad experience on Suicide Squad where a lot of his stuff was cut and it was just butchered and his character was butchered, and now he's regarded as the worst Joker of all time on the internet and stuff like that. So we disagree, but I think going into this one, he wouldn't have signed on for another comic book movie unless he had unless he had backing from the studio, unless he liked the story, liked the director, the writers. He wouldn't have put himself into another situation unless the situation was going to be a good one. So I think this film's going to be good. I think he's going to have obviously more screen time than he did in Suicide Squad, but the trailer for me was just it was very even though it had all those cool Easter eggs and stuff. I think if you took out all the cool Easter eggs, it's still a very good trailer.
Yeah.
The VFX looks amazing. I don't know who Marvel MCU used for the VFX, but get the guys from Sony because they do a fantastic job. Look at Venom, Carnage, and now this Morbius trailer. But the rest of the MCU at times the VFX isn't that good. Whatever they do with Sony is just it's fantastic. It looks brilliant, and it looks like the Jared Leto's Morbius goes through a number of transformations throughout the film when he gets his powers, which is interesting. I think his final form looks to be the one where he kind of looks over his shoulder and he looks like a complete just beast. And there's scenes of him. I don't know if he can fly or he's using like the airwaves to fly, like the wind or something like that. I'm not too sure if he can actually fly standing up. But saying that, the ending shot of the trailer was at the edge of a balcony and he kind of jumped off and this kind of
Yeah.
boom stuff kind of just went everywhere. So maybe
And
he understands.
he was flying in front of the train though.
Yeah, well, I don't know if that's the air coming behind him or what it was. I don't know. I don't know,
Ah,
but
right, right.
that could be
Good
it.
point.
But but other than that, like it looks like a very dark take on the character Morbius. And Sony are building this Spider Verse up, and I'm very excited about it. I liked like I wasn't too thrilled with Venom 1. I liked it. Venom 2, Venom 2 felt like it didn't feel like a sequel. It felt like okay, we had number one. Let's tell this mini story, and then let's go tell the next story, which will be Venom 3. Venom 3 feels like number two to me because I don't know. Carnage was a very fast paced film, and it just kind of jumped from the start to the end pretty quickly.
Yeah.
But um, maybe they wanted to get as much screenings as they could with the pandemic and stuff like that. But I don't know if they were too impressed with that film overall when they hyped up the post credit scene more than they did the actual kind of movie. But that's the thing in itself. But Morbius, looking forward to this one. Jared Leto, I think he'll be terrific. Hopefully, the story around him is as good as he will be. But also, all these Easter eggs are just fantastic and amazing to think about for what Sony are trying to build with the Spider Verse.
Yeah, I completely agree with you, and I think it's also another movie that will um tie up everything, with the Sonyverse, because obviously we see Michael Keaton in the trailer, and he says basically you and I should keep in touch, and obviously they'll they'll be like, um, well, we've heard that Michael Keaton is playing the Nick Fury role and will be playing as a mentor, and maybe he's doing that in the Sonyverse, because he is the um, biggest actor there from amongst all the villains. So it makes sense. It
Yeah,
makes sense.
so Vulture, we got references towards Rhino and Black Cat. Yeah, references towards Toby's Spider-Man, LexCorp from the Amazing Spider-Man. Whatever they're trying to do, and then Venom looks like he was thrown into the multiverse world where Tom Holland is in the MCU or something like that. Yeah, that post-credit scene. So it's interesting to see what they're building right now, and what will the Sonyverse Spider-Verse look like after Spider-Man 3. Will Tom Holland be the Spider-Man, or will it be Andrew Garfield, or will it be Tobey Maguire? Will it be all three? Will it be just two of them while Tom Holland's in the MCU? Will Miles Morales be introduced in some capacity? I think Spider-Man 3 won't be the last time we see Andrew and Tobey as Spider-Man. I think they're popping up in a few more projects to come, which is exciting. And there's too much money to lose for not to use them in more projects.